You know, I've had the luxury, been fortunate enough to meet many of them. And I'm not going to call them all out by name by any stretch of the imagination, but hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Thanks for joining us today. You know what? Every once in a while, I just have to respond to something. And today's one of those days talking about fake YouTube resellers and faking garage sales and all this stuff. Couple of messages I got very recently. I want to talk about it a little bit. I want to kind of, pull up the screen a little bit and talk about it, the realities of it, viewer sales, what's real, what's not real, and all the stuff you see behind the scenes and all that stuff. So let's talk about it just a little bit today, but let's also talk about some crazy good sales. Let's take a look. First sale here, it's in Matt's drawer, part-time pickers, and it should be, I think, in Chesterfield Cigarettes Lighter. That one's pretty cool right there. That one sold for $35 plus shipping, I believe is what it sold for. It might have been free shipping. I have to double check, but either way, it's pretty light first-class shipper. And this, along with a few other items lately, were sent to me from a viewer. And that's part of this discussion today. We won't get into it here for a few more sales, but we'll talk about it a little bit here. This particular topic, that one, let me check by the way, to see how much it sold for. It did sell for 35 plus shipping. So one of the comments, and there's been a multitude, but lately I've had a couple of these comments and then some comments on Facebook as well that are a little different, but along the same lines of fake reselling. So I feel like sometimes I need to protect myself, and a lot of folks really on YouTube who I know pretty well, but this particular item and a whole bunch lately were sent to us by a viewer, Maryland, and I always say that. If you go back and watch the last few videos, I'll say this is a Maryland item. And Maryland, by the way, if you're watching, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And that was part of it. They're not, they're not even selling their own stuff. People sent lit. We just happened to open one of those boxes and sold a bunch of stuff that you sent us. So we do appreciate that. But 98, 99% of what we sell are things that we do pick up. But the point I'm trying to make is I'm not lying about it. If I know it came from somebody, I'm going to tell you that out there. So that, plus everything's out there to be seen, right? It's all on the picker channel or it's all on the flipper channel. And that's one point among many. The other one is not on the side of people sending stuff to me, but viewers buying things off of me. And I put this out there, if I can get it with one hand. This lot of books came from that crazy good sale, the mother of all garage sales. And this lot we just decided to put out for auction. Could have made more money independently, but it was going to go quicker with a lot less labor. $89 plus shipping. And yes, it went to a viewer. Hey Kevin, bought a few things off of you and your family since we found your channels. Looking forward to getting these. Never been much for comics, but I have been curious. This seemed like a good place to start. I'll tell you what, I'm not a comic book guy either, but I was, smart enough to see there was a fire sale going on, and I'm going to pick those up, if nothing else, to put them out there on auction, which I don't do often. But I would have done that on auction regardless. If I had a YouTube channel or not, it was a lot of labor, for a little bit of profit. It would have made more money the other way, but whatever. Let's see. Have a great rest of Q1. Well, thank you, Mad Ducks, DUX, Treasure Hunting, Austin and Sarah. We do appreciate it. $89 plus shipping. And no, these don't go, well, you didn't ask this, but these do not go via mail. Look, I went inside to grab something that was inside an eBay cave, and the whole gang followed me, didn't you? There you go. Maryland, I think, sent us the dog treats, too. I don't know who sent us those. I shouldn't say that. Maybe somebody else. Anyway, Panasonic. I call them the blue lines. This is a PV, I don't know. There's different models. There's V4521. This isn't the best, but it's not a bad one. Any of the Panasonic blue lines aren't bad. $49 plus shipping. And this is not the kind of thing that fake resellers ship out, because it requires cleaning. It requires testing. Actually, always test it before you clean it, because if you clean it and then you test it and it doesn't work, you just wasted cleaning time. So I've made that mistake years ago. definitely test, then clean, then stage it, take pictures, list it, and ship it. It's not that hard to ship those, but a lot of people don't like to do it. But I actually love to do it. I know that seems weird, but after doing all of this, you know, this is the real reselling to me. I've been doing this for absolutely years. I've been reselling for almost 22 years now, and this is still excites me. I absolutely love, even, you know, picking it up for $5, selling it for $49 plus shipping, going through the whole process. I love it. I know a lot of people years ago are like, I'm never doing VCRs again. They never work. I don't know. As long as I can find them and they're still making me money, I'm going to list them and I'm going to ship them. I feel like I'm on vacation when I'm working on VCRs. So, what are y'all doing down there? Making a lot of noise. And this, you know, there's a whole bunch of topics that I want to talk about in regards to other YouTube resellers as well, because, you know, I've had the luxury, been fortunate enough to meet many of them. And I'm not going to call them all out by name by any stretch of the imagination, but I will say, and a lot of you know the ones I've come across over the years, every single one of them that I have had the pleasure to go picking with, they all love it. They absolutely love it. It's a passion of theirs. You know, I'm not saying there's not fake resellers out there or whatever, but the folks that I've gone picking with and I've seen in action, not only are they all really good at it, even Dave, they love it. And they just love the sale. I don't care if, you know, I know people who have $1 million and are pickers and listers and shippers, and they still love it. And, you know, I have no doubt people on YouTube and Instagram, they like to make themselves look good. Everybody does. It's human nature. And, you know, look at this sale. If you follow my Instagram, I'm trying to find a low dollar item right here. A lot of times I make a point of posting the absolute lowest sales. There it is right there, that I can post, and almost laughing at it in a sense, but it's trying to keep it real, right? This is keeping it real right here. This sold for 15 bucks. Probably paid $1 for it and stuck it in my death pile out there in the supply hut for a long time. It's going to ship out. This one probably is going to go over the 4-ounce rate, and it's going to ship out. I'm going to make like $7 to $8 profit on that item right there. And you know what? I'll do it all day long because I just love it. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, and I'm going to talk about a few more of the topics as I pick items, but as far as I'm concerned, you know, if you're pretty transparent, you don't have to be completely transparent. You know, I don't open up the books and show people, and I'm not complaining about people who do this either. It's just not what I like to do. Open up the books and say, I made this much on this and this much on this and this much on this. You know, I just say this is, you know, you see me buy this stuff on the Picker channel. Look at Wallen. What are you doing? What are you doing? And you see me sell it in here. You know, I mean, you guys can do math. People out there can see. You know, if a lot of people out there try purposely to misconstrue like gross numbers versus net numbers and stuff, then yeah, I get it. But most of us are smart enough to know the gross number. Like when I say sold, you know, 20 items for $600, that's a gross number. You got to subtract a lot of stuff to get down to net. And I hope I'm pretty honest about that. This next item back here, this is a good example, right? This one sold for like $197 or something like that, plus shipping. Sold out of the Manatee bin, and it sold on Bonanza, y'all. So all you Bonanza haters, Dave and Carrie out there, that's a Bonanza sale. You may remember me picking up. I don't remember what I paid. I think around 25 bucks for this one. And, you know, that's a dang good sale right there. But if you know, you got to calculate it. It's plus shipping, but you got to calculate everything out. You're not making $197 profit there. You got cost of goods, you got fees. You know, we're down in the high 130s probably, maybe 140-ish or something like that. And that's the other thing, is for years I calculated items out to show you the profit. You know, if you sell something for $10 free ship, you know, you're making like $4, y'all. So that's the other thing that I do think is important. And most of the people that I watch on YouTube, they all do it. They all post their store. And there's actually reasons not to post your store, or not to post one of your stores, for instance. And there's legitimate reasons for that. But by and large, You know, if somebody's got their store out there, you can go see. Guess what? You can go look at my store and you can tell that I'm not making $250,000 a year selling what I sell the way I sell it. It isn't happening, but I've also never claimed that. As a matter of fact, if you've been watching me long enough, you know basically the only thing I've ever really said about the income I make from reselling is that I make more profit than I did make as a high school history teacher. And it's actually a good bit more. And I have long before I started a YouTube channel, just FYI. So this hat right here was actually inside hanging up and was not listed, and I thought it was forever. And it sold for $8 plus shipping. So not very much. It wasn't cleaned, you know, I need Chernock. This hat is, I thought when I saw it, I'm like, dang, that is gold. But it is nothing at all like gold. It has tons of flaws and mistakes and rips and tears and all that stuff. A lot of Hornet stuff can go for good money, but this did not. It went for $12.99 free shipping. So if it was in perfect condition, it's probably a $40 hat. That's my guess. And since I get this question often, I answer it every once in a while. Hats go out usually in the 8x6x4 box, unless it's a really tall hat that sold for a bunch of money. Both of these will go out in the 8x6x4 from SupplyHut, SupplyHut.com. Code Commonwealth for 5% off. But thank you to Tim from Florida and George from Georgia for buying plans for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table over on CommonwealthPicker.com. You know, when I first started doing YouTube, I purposely showed everything. The buy, I would talk about cleaning and philosophies behind listing, and then, of course, the what solds. But at the end of every video, we would super speed the shipping, and we would show us shipping every item at the end of the videos. That was a lot of work to put those videos together. Then we started occasionally doing it. We still have that playlist down below, by the way. You can go check it out. Shipping extras, both on Commonwealth Flipper and Picker, I believe, and some on Garage Sale Nation. And I think that's somewhat important, I suppose. But you know what? I don't think it's a litmus test to sell things online. I mean, I think it's a little bit crazy and a little bit tinfoil hat-ish when I'm getting messages, this person's not a real reseller, this is not a real reseller. All of the ones I've met out there, they're real resellers. Matter of fact, if you want to go watch some real resellers, go watch Reseller Information Network. Those guys pound the pavement to make ends meet. And they're not making, you know, big YouTube bucks and all that stuff over there. So there's a lot of good information, and I learn from a lot of folks all the time. And I try to teach a little bit as well. This schoolhouse right here, here's an example. I did not list it. And, you know, of course my family does some listing, and Bubba's girlfriend, which isn't exactly family, but, you know, we have to. And then we called Jess in, and she's done a little for us. She did all the G.I. Joes for us, just to get through before springtime. And this got listed for $35 free shipping. And that's not how you should list an item like that, in my opinion. But you know what? We got lucky. We got super, super lucky. I mean, look at all that. You could sell that. I've sold that wooden boy back there for $10. One with that mean face. There's an African-American one that's wooden. Those sell right there. But you could sell the swing set and the playground and the whole thing. You could sell that for $30. But it does have a few issues, so I kind of get it, right? I mean, you see the corner there. So it's not complete, for instance. It's not perfect. I mean, you see this. But, you know, it was a little bit of a gamble because that could have gone to California and been really expensive. Fortunately, it went to Virginia, so we're going to ship that thing under $10. So it's like $25 plus shipping, and we're making a little bit of money on that one. Had another Maryland item, which I guess makes me fake. And this is the one right here. This was awesome. See, I decided to put this one on auction. This is the kind of thing you put on auction because it's like brand new right here. New old stock. Just beautiful. And it says fan steel on it, which is, this is like an advertising one. You know, companies would buy these and give them out as gifts or whatever. And that one was just awesome. I'm like, you know what? I am putting that one on auction. And it went for $77 plus shipping. So another G.I. Joe. This is some kind of cycle of some sort. I think that's it. I don't know what that one is called. I'll have to check it out, but That little motorcycle right there sold for $45 plus shipping, which is awesome. Brings me to another point, which is pricing and putting prices on videos themselves. Remember the early days doing this, people were always upset at me because I didn't flash the picture up, because that was somehow proof that it really sold for that much. And that kind of went away pretty quick. You know, my store's out there. I'm not going to sit here and lie openly about what I sell something for. $45 plus shipping. And then, of course, I always say after fees, after shipping, $37, $200, $597 so far. Pepper's back. But that is something that I am consistently criticized for, and I see other YouTubers criticized for it as well, and I can't speak for them on this one. But when we put comps on the screen on picker videos, we try to do a pretty good job. We don't take the absolute highest comp, and we don't take the absolute lowest comp. I usually am able to sell my items, have been for years, for all kinds of different reasons, which we've talked about before. Pictures, price, you know, all that stuff, for over the median price, you know, closer to the top, maybe not at the top, but we've done pretty well. And so that's about where I put the comps. But every once in a while, you know, you buy something at a sale and you don't list it forever and the market changes, or somebody's watching a video that's 2 years old and they'll see this thing and it didn't sell for what I thought it would sell for, and then you mark the price down or something. You know, that kind of stuff happens. It's not going to be perfect. It's not done intentionally. At least it's not done by me. But a lot of times, I'll have stuff that I think will sell for so much, and then by the time I'm listing it, it's gone up, and it actually sells for more than I thought it would. And I know a lot of YouTubers out there, a lot of resellers as well, and I've talked to them about this. Trying to find that right comp isn't always easy, and, you know, condition and things like that, but I think for the most part, most people disclose it. We'll talk about viewer sales, but I want to talk about staging garage sales. This one right here, this one did go to a viewer, some shoes. I have to read the comment here in a minute, and they went out on discount, 20, 25% off, something like that. $17.60 plus shipping. Not great, but thought they would do better than that. They probably would if I was a better shoe salesman, but I'm not a very good one. I like Al Bundy. So $17.60 plus shipping, and these went to Pamela. Haven't been watching you on YouTube, and this is my first purchase from y'all. Thank you, Pam. Pam, I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoy those shoes, and I hope that you don't think I stage garage sales, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but let's talk about viewer sales for just a second. If you're new to the channel, and there are a lot of people who are new to the channel, you know, I try to be real, and Pepper's knocking stuff over. And try to show most parts of reselling. Now, I am kind of a neat freak in here, so I don't show the messes that are sometimes in here, but, you know, I think hopefully we do a pretty good job of it. And yes, we get viewer sales. You know, at Christmas, around Christmas time, it was as high as 40% some days. I think one day we had 50% of the sales, but I think on average it's, you know, somewhere between 20, 25% on a daily basis. Sometimes 30, you know, you never know. But it does happen. And I, for one, I'm not ashamed of it all. I'm proud of it, and I appreciate every single one of the sales that we make to viewers and to non-viewers. Rollins in here again. I just went upstairs to see if dinner's ready, but it's not ready yet, is it? That's why you're down here, because there's nothing to beg up there. Pamela, the person who won these never claimed them in our giveaway, so you just won yourself some hot dog corn picks. I know that's your dream right there. And you know, I've heard it said before, I get it almost daily on the Facebook page. Almost daily, folks tell me, some folks, you know, trolls, whatever, that nobody can find all this stuff out there on, you know, garage sales and whatever, that it's all fake, it's all staged and whatever. And I'm like, man, I have made, if you look at all the channels and all the videos, 1,500 videos, something like that. I mean, we've made a lot of videos. And you know how expensive it would be to stage all those things? Now, I can't speak for everybody, and I have no doubt there's some staging of some sort. I can tell you right now that I have never staged one thing at a garage sale, period, end of story. And nobody I've ever been with has done that either. The short answer is yes, people do find that stuff. They can find that stuff. The better picker you are, and there's people watching this right now that are far better pickers than me, and find stuff all the time. They don't have a YouTube channel, you know. But I've seen, where's this bag? I might have to put the camera down to find it. There's a bag of lids, or as Tupperware people call them, seals. I'll have to find it. Can you imagine me? This is it, by the way. That's why I couldn't find it, because it was in a blue bag. It wasn't clear. I couldn't see it. Can you imagine me going staging garage sales with Tupperware? Tupperware is at almost every garage sale anyways. Pamela bought this too. I didn't even notice. So there you go. Now you're getting 2 things in there, and we'll throw in a bunch of other stuff as well, like we normally do. And there's my reseller Genie in case you need some bookkeeping for your business, assuming you're a reseller, right? I'm gonna put all that stuff in there, and look at this dog, y'all. You taking a nap? Oh, he's got that floppy ear right there. There you go. I'm not saying that there's no faking it out there, fake resale. I'm not saying that. I don't know. What I'm saying is I don't know of anything. I don't know of anybody out there planning stuff and doing whatever. I will say this. Well, first of all, Dave, you know, if he was going to plant something, he'd be a better picker, you know. He wouldn't show you all the bad stuff that he does. He'd do a better job of faking it. But, you know, I suppose it's possible. I've done this before. I'll turn my camera off. I'm at a huge sale and I'm not finding anything, and I'll turn my camera off. And when I see something, then I'll turn my camera on and then act like I'm surprised, right? Because I was surprised. I'm like, oh, dang, sweet. You know, I got that. And then I'll back up and I'll turn the camera on. I'm like, oh, sweet. Look at that. So I have done that before. So if that's fake, then guilty is charged. And my buddy Keith sees another viewer sale right here. You know, I think we definitely creeped over to the 25% mark, probably closer to 30, 35% maybe. That's in decent shape. Keith, that's sweet. I love Linda Ronstadt. Let me tell you, when she did the stuff with Aaron Neville, those duets were just incredible. Keith from Minnesota, $7 plus shipping. He says it's going to be a great addition to his vinyl collection. Thank you very much, Keith. Had some on my list that I wanted to talk about for just a brief second. We'll get back to some more sales, and that was Mark Not Your Dad's CPA. All the time I get questions about when is it going on sale, because it is pricey, and it just did yesterday. Depending on when you're listening to this, January 31st. I think through the 3rd. All you gotta do is click that link. You don't have to use code Commonwealth because it's $100 off. And there's 2 of them, the bookkeeping. So if you're new, you know, if you know what you're doing, you don't need this course. But if you're new and have anxiety about this kind of stuff and you want to learn about accounting and bookkeeping, that's a great resource for you. And if you do that, it's $100 off those courses. And there's some support in the Facebook group and all the stuff that goes along with it. But I wanted to remind you, so I didn't get yelled at that people missed that little window. And then after that, it goes down to $75 off, and then $50, and then whatever. So anyway, go check it out. It's in the description. Maybe I'll put my QR code over here. That's to my link tree, which has all of our affiliate links and all that stuff like that. Van Halen LP, Women and Children First. I don't know. Now, there's something I stage every once in a while, which is I'll find the record first and then I'll come over here. And you can see why, because it's taken me forever. And I can't find it. All right, let me turn the camera off. All right, we found it, Mom. We found it. Women and Children First, $10.50 plus shipping. All right, Reagan's here with CommonwealthPicker.com. So what do you got?
Yep. Leslie from Pennsylvania got an Animal Man, and Tim got a We Get Things Moving sticker. And
Tim got a We Get Things Moving sticker right there. Thank y'all very, very much. I appreciate it.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Sold a video game, $6.99 plus shipping. NCAA Football 10. Not a huge money maker, but definitely something. The next one's way up there, and I'm going to have to grab it, and it went to Des. You are amazing. Thank you. Another viewer sale, and she is always buying, and we really, really do appreciate you. And it is super stinking cool right here. Look at this. 2XL. This is an 8-track robot. I mean, I saw this thing. I'm like, I got to have it. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know what it costs, but I got to have it. I think I paid $5. Sold for $35 plus shipping. And I'm a little nervous because I didn't test this one personally. And I don't know how he listed it. So, you know, I list the majority of the items, and I still test the majority of the items, but sometimes, you know, it's a lot easier for my daughter to, you know, take pictures of a hat or something. But this kind of stuff, I want to make sure we get it right. So let me know if something's wrong with that, and we'll, or depending on how we listed it, I don't know, it might have been as is, but is that cool or what? I was tempted to keep it. It's awesome. And Max got some of the ET in drag, the wig earrings, and he says he's going to look terrific wearing them. I'm assuming, Max, you're a male. I don't know if you are or not. You know, not judging or anything. Maybe I'll put some on. What do you think? I supposedly have to get, that's an empty bin, by the way, and I have a bin over there I got to put a plate on. So we're able to put 2 more bins in here. But here are where the earrings are, in the Klondike Yukon bin. So my wife has asked me for years to get a tattoo, and I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll do it, knowing I'll never do it. And then she got some friends of ours to give me a gift card to get one, and now it's having to happen. So I'm like, I'm going to lose subscribers if I get tattoos on here. They don't like it. Are you crying over here? Huh? What's up? So it won't be long and I'll have one on here. So I'll have to wear sleeves so y'all don't unsub. So $7.50. Thanks, Mac, plus shipping. All right, this is exactly why I have Turner selling these today, because Reagan's over here. She's like, why didn't you give those to Turner for Christmas? And that's why I felt bad. I'm like, oh, you know what? We should have let Turner have these. Look at that. Oakley sunglasses. They're for a kid, and they're white and blue. And I sold them. I didn't even give them to you.
That's fine. I already got those sunglasses.
Okay.
I do. I'm not kidding.
But I felt bad. I'm like, you know what? Turner's going to ruin those. I'm going to sell them instead. He's like, you know yourself. Anyway, they sold for $49 plus shipping. I figured we'd give you, instead of $1 to save, spend, and donate, we're going to give you...
$2?
Yep.
Wait, what? What do I say now?
What do you say? I don't know. What do you say? Instead
$2
of
spend, $2. Wait, is that it?
You've only done it 390 times.
Is that the end of the video?
Not until you say what you're supposed to say. $2 to...
$2 spend, $2 to
save.
Sorry.
$2 to
spend,
save.
$2
No,
to
save.
$2 to save, $2 to spend, and $2 to donate.
There you go, buddy. That is
Bye.
awesome, buddy. Bye. Just one sale on here. Liberty University soccer shirt. Nike Golf soccer shirt. $11.21 plus shipping. I did have a viewer question, and it's a question I always get on Facebook, because the people on Facebook don't see the Flipper channel so much, and they don't see this, and they don't know about CommonwealthPicker.com. And I got it on YouTube the other day, because there are some new folks. They're trying to understand the difference here. So, and why these go for so much money. And the answer is supply and demand. I can go back to Sharon, who makes these for, well, she doesn't, but she takes care of it. Curto Toy. They're both made by Curto Toy, just FYI. And we can make more if we need to, although it takes like 6 months to get them done. These are running out right here. They both get your store moving, right? They're plush enemas, right? They're going to get your eBay store moving. It's scientifically proven. You know, it works 99.8% of the time. So, at any rate, that's the difference. And we're running out of those, and they will be gone. We just have slowed it to a crawl, and we only auction. We used to do 3 a week, and then we did 2, and now we do 1. Now it's like every 10. We don't do too much of them anymore, but they're slowing down. We've got about 30 or so, probably less, 25 or so left to auction. Planning on keeping a few crates, and these are in CommonwealthPicker.com, much cheaper. Much cheaper. So there's your answer to the question, and it was a woman. I can't remember your name, so thank you so much. Y'all, thank you for joining us. As always, hope your day is going well. Hope your sales are going well, and I can't wait to see you next.